Hello and welcome to our second semi-final game of the Scrunchable Cadaver Scrub League tournament. I'm one of your hosts, Antman, and joining me, as always, is Mr. Mohan.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Well, it's evening where I am, anyway.
That's it. I ain't turning my head to look out the window. So today we have Mr. Advay from Team Sam coming up against the Tan Terran of Tilt.
Indeed.
It's good games. I mean, they've both...
a bit excited about that. No.
Well, that's it. I mean, Tilt has played the extra game. He had the preliminary, and he's been going through podcast hosts and just anyone he can get his hands on at the moment. He's flying through. And Advay, we saw in the game versus Divern, wasn't it?
It was the game against Divern, and a very good game against Divern, actually.
It went down to the ace match. It was the first ace match we had. It went down to the last one, and I'm trying to recall the outcome. Was it Mutalisks, I believe?
It was the Mutas Donomin, as the saying goes. Or there probably isn't a saying like that, but there is now.
So bit of an interesting one. I mean, just from Grand, if we sort of took their last game as verbatim, and if they were to repeat that in this game, I don't think the Zerg of Advay would really gain a huge amount of traction with the Mutas if that's his sort of like preferred style.
I wouldn't have thought so. Not with Tilt's marine control.
He loves that's it. He just loves pumping those marines.
Indeed, if I was looking at Tilt's game and I was Advay, I would have thought to myself, well, I could Infestors would be my play here. If he gets that death ball going, Infestors is how I'm gonna have to
get some
tank it, or some banelings or
some
something
sick
like
fungals.
that.
But I mean, we've seen this from Advay as well. I mean, was it Advay with he had like 14 infestors, was it not? And he threw out
He did.
those infested Terrans.
Terrans.
Oh, if he could pull something like that, but if he could just have again, so he knows how to get infestors out in the field. If he can do the same and get those fungals down, and that would be it. It would just eat away the army.
That would it, and freeze the medivacs from healing, most importantly, which would enable him to bust through a couple of banelings or something just to wipe out the marines in one go. If he could do that, then he's in business.
But I mean, to get to that point first, he's got to tech up a wee bit, and he's got to possibly sort of try and batten down the hatches for say about a 12-minute push, something like that. I'd imagine.
Well, it is something like Tilt's not famous for his early game pressure.
No, that's true.
I've never seen early game pressure from him ever. So he generally likes to get a couple of units out, just blocking his own ramp so that he can macro up behind it.
That's it. Still, normally though, I reckon, I mean, in early days, before like the 10-minute mark, I think, we'll just see them sat on the front door. But he normally likes to go for sort of two big pushes. Normally the first at just after 10 minutes, just with the first round of Marines, sort of about a dozen Marines, possibly Stim, like a sort of timing push with Stim, just finishing all, and then here sort of then try and get up to 200 and get the macro moving. So
get it going.
I think for Advay to really progress here, he needs to keep an eye out, try and keep that vision up, because Tilt can go mech sometimes. So if he can keep the vision, if he can like stay one step ahead of Tilt, he stands a really good chance, I'd say.
Well, what he did have for his game was really good macro. Keeping it going, he was able to get his food supply up really, really quickly. He was consistently ahead of Divern in that games and the games against him. So I'm expecting him to be able to do the same, and then we'll see how he goes from it.
Should be some good games, so I think we're about ready.
Should be. Right, if I can just go switch to the game. And I'm there now. And if we're ready in 3, 2, 1, play.
Check. Cool.
Okay, so I'm starting with the Tan Tilt up the top of the map, which is
Metalopolis.
It is Metalopolis. I think we're definitely called that one right. I'm just
Everyone knows metal. It's not the GSL version of Metalopolis where there is no gold expands in the middle of the map, I believe.
Yeah, there's gold in the middle there, so it's the latter version. And with Advay down the bottom.
That's that.
So this map, I would imagine that this was possibly Advay's call for the map, I would say, because some of the Terran advantage of the tanks in the low ground, vision in the high ground and taking it out isn't as effective against Zerg as it is against, say, Terran or Protoss, when you can take out structures that way.
That's it, because normally, Terran does require lots more room for infrastructure, doesn't it? So I mean,
that's exactly right.
It's exactly how he did me, by having like the barracks lined up right along just for my vision sort of thing. But then he did the siege tech factory scout move, and nobbled me. I was about to bring it up at the start of the game. I don't think either of us are in a really good position to like advise how to beat Tilt either.
Well, see, I think we are. We just lack the talent to pull it off.
We know how to do it.
Was the biggest problem.
Yeah,
we have a good idea on how we should do it, but there's just a general lack of talent and execution. So pretty standard opening both ways here. We've got pull first from Advay, and the supply depot barracks at the front door.
No scouting. I mean, there's the Overlord scouting from Advay, sort of checking.
But there's SCV.
So there is
just in for Tilt.
That's it. These spawning pools down at, by the looks of it, about a 14 pool, something like that on the timing. So not overly aggressive at all.
No.
And it's getting a gas. So bit of a balanced play there.
So a Ling push at the start, probably, you would imagine. As Tilt
try and get those speeds.
Yeah, it's for home.
Get the speedlings.
We've got the orbital command going down. Very, very, very standard at the moment.
Yep.
This little SCV's getting ready to do something. Another barracks, one would assume. As soon as 150 goes down. No. What is it?
Yeah, there we go. Another axe plops down. Plus, it's good. SCV production continues right off the bat. Plus, another his mule has dropped down, which has given an instant boost in his income.
Yep, and there's going for a second scout here, the SCV, and he's going to try and hide in the gas or the smoke.
In the old smoke. That's where everyone goes. You'd probably find it better if you actually went right into the opposite corner, sort of right towards the front of the wall. Yep,
you could. There is an option to sneak around there, come in the front, and go right around the top and in the side if you really want to go that way. Advay's Overlord's going to sit right at the bottom of the ramp here. As soon as anything moves down, he'll have vision of that. And he's going second gas here, Advay.
Well, that's it. I mean, this is his initial scan. Well, not scan. I mean, scouting as well. Because I mean, he hasn't sent a drone out at all. So as you say, he has dropped that second gas. So what do you think we're going to see from that?
So, will he go? Will he go mutas?
Well, he knows where he is now. He's just seen Tilt.
He's went 3, and I've got to imagine that he's going mutas.
Let's see. Well, he's just seen the expansion begin up in the very top of the screen there, and the Overlord was dispatched by the 3 Marines he already had out.
So he's supply blocked at the moment. The problem with his mutalist play, if he's going to do it, is that he's not mining off his second base here at all. He's almost certainly going muted because he's went to Lure already. But he's not mining from second base. He would have needed to get that up first to really give himself a shot at mutas, because all he's going to do is going to be mining gas here, and he's not going to have anything to hold off a push, which he mightn't be expecting, to be fair.
That's it. I mean, and sort of timing wise as well, with a slight delay there, it's going to be about at least another 2 minutes before we see a muta hatch. At least he'll have enough money by that point for 4, possibly 5. Not the biggest in the world, but you can see the macro machine is just starting to wind its gears now in Tilt space. He's now got 2 reacted barracks starting to do that thing.
He's not doing anything to Tilt to disrupt them.
That's it. I mean, he's building 5 Marines at a time already. We're only in minute 6, and the stim is coming down. He's getting his entry base, so I mean, he'll probably go +1 weapons first, I imagine.
At least he's got a second base up now, so he's looking an awful lot better. But he's still only on 2 gas. I suppose at the moment he doesn't really need to go any further with it. Here comes a little drone here. What's he going to do? He's going to throw down an Itis. Oh, right. Didn't call that.
No, didn't see that coming.
So
also a Banging Nest as well.
This isn't a bad map for an Itis. As you can see, Tilt has neglected whole parts of his base here.
All around the back area, especially around the steam, where Advay also has that Overlord sat there ready to go with it.
He does, so he just needs to throw an Itis in there. It could be devastating.
It's going to wipe out.
Especially if he can morph in Banelings in that smoke.
That's
my god.
It depends how Tilt is playing today, whether he's got his headphones in, listening to a bit of I don't know what he listens to, French accordion music. I'm going to say.
The important thing is that he scouted it.
That's it. If he hears it, then
he scouted it. So he threw it in a scan on his base there and scouted the Nidus. So he has now started, and you can see he's starting to throw down the supply depots around his base.
I didn't see that scan.
Importance of scouting rears its head again.
That's it. It could have been. That would be it. There we go. The supply depot now going up there. We'll see that Overlord. I imagine he's going to pull some Marines over. To dispatch that, but still, it's a pretty good, a pretty big area of base to sort of try and cover.
That's
from
it.
Overlords.
He could still throw a Nidus down outside the natural here to the left around the statue and attack from that side and the front door and wipe out an awful lot of the supply line around the back there. So
he's going to try the Nidus anyway, because I mean, look, he's just morphed all these Banelings inside his own base, so he's looking for the shortcut. He's not going to run them all the way across. He's saving up a colossal amount of money, as now he's pretty much sat in 1k as well.
He's going for so he's loading them in at the moment. He's going for Baneling speed as well. So this is a pretty ferocious push. Now, where can he get it? Where can he put this Nidus worm? He's only got the one Overlord there.
Here we go. He's dropped it in the main base right at the back there. Tilt would have certainly seen it, if not definitely heard it. Where's the reaction?
There it is.
Oh, where's the reaction? Oh God.
No.
There's no reaction.
Happening.
Oh God. Okay, now they've stimmed in Marines.
Now there is, and now they're in.
Now the Banelings come out slightly delayed. This may not be as bad as it possibly could have been. Is he going to try and
So he
split
did a
Marines?
very good job of pulling his oh my God, the devastation.
That's it. He's
Don't
going to
go.
be.
Oh, he's went for the command, which is on fire, which he needs to get repaired.
That's it. We've got an SCV coming up to cover that now. It's fine.
Oh my word!
That wasn't as bad as it could have been, because the
if he had went and taken out the other couple of Marines, it would have been an awful lot worse. Rather than going for the command center, he probably thought, "I can get it."
I don't know. I don't think it was that bad either, because of basically the
SCVs were pulled quite well, which was important.
They were pulled, but I mean the Zerglings came out of the Nidus first, not the Banelings. So the attack started happening. He could pull it before the Banelings sort of got in there, which then just spent themselves against the Marines, which is still costly, but not half as much as like wiping out an entire mineral line.
So as you see in the units killed tab, Tilt's killed 39 units. He's managed to only get 6 workers, Advay, or 7 workers, and killed 26 Marines. I suppose that one is. So it's not. What would you say? Not the worst in the world.
No, it's not the best. It's not the worst. I mean, in terms of like minerals spent, I mean, so Advay is now 2,000. He spent 2,100 units that are now dead, basically on everything that's dead. Right. Whereas Tilt has only lost 1,300 in minerals. Although more of that is sort of production.
Production, exactly right.
Production focus, but still, it's not the worst in the world. Really, it hasn't really crippled either player.
No, it hasn't. And Tilt's thrown up a 3rd expansion here in the meantime. He probably, Advay will be thinking that he had hurt him an awful lot more than he did.
I think again it always comes back to an issue of scouting and sort of acting on that scouting information. Because I mean, for example, Advay saw the expansion coming up for Tilt, so he would at least know that there was going to be 2 bases and the infrastructure as well behind it. So and then he also knew that it was scouted as well.
Yeah,
that the Nidus was scouted, but then he still continued regardless.
Still went for it,
which is commendable. I mean, by that time, you sort of invested in it, and he got those Banelings sat in your base again. Oh, but
Nidus
Jesus,
is going up again. Oh, where'd you go? So he's trying to float the Overlord in round the back.
The second, he's going to see a missile turret first, though. But
he is indeed.
He might be.
And he might have all these dead units in the Nidus. Where do they go?
They go to the place.
So he's taking his Zelnaga, so he's faking a bit of pressure at the front, I think.
Possibly. I mean, it's all on this Overlord right in the very top. Is the missile turret going to see it first? Because I mean, by the time the missile turret sees it, it'll be dead. Oh, there we go. Zerglin run by in the. Oh, I see. Tilt has got the planetary fortress in his 3rd.
Ah, so a couple of roasted and toasted Zergling's there.
That's it. He's also Tilt is also moving. I mean, he's getting the SCV sat there ready to go on his fourth.
And he's got quite the supply or the production for Mr. Advay has stopped at the moment and has been
That's
dead
it. Nothing
for
coming
a
out.
while.
The Nidus is coming up, but Tilt is still building 5 Marines at a time.
Yeah,
It's
he's bound to see
madness.
this. Or has he? He's
He
moving the
would've.
other way.
He would have heard it anyway. Okay, some Marines moving, but they're
Moving
waypointed.
in the wrong direction.
Banelings come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SCVs down. Then the big delay. Then out comes more. Don't know what
So
to do
the
with them.
Marines are gone. So now he doesn't know
Oh,
what
it
to do with
needs to
these other
repair.
Banelings.
Needs to repair that. Command center's going to go down. Someone do something.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, could have been saved. If I was Advay now, I'd go straight for those reactors.
Stop his production.
That's it. Just
Oh, he wasted them somewhat.
yeah,
Right.
a wee bit.
Here we go. Oh, he's wasting these Banelings. Take down one of the... Well,
He got the hit on the Marines there as they come
yeah, he
out.
did indeed. That was quite good. He's taking a supply, which is good. Go for the supply depots.
But I mean, it still somewhat lacks a wee bit of punch. Well, I mean,
There's a push at his front door here, which is gonna... He's nothing at home to defend. He hasn't even put up a spine crawler. These 7 Marines.
and the SCV getting right in there. He's
Oh,
going for the
dear.
Nidus. Note the Nidus has just gone down in his main base. He's still got a wee bit of a few Zerglings to deal with. Not a huge amount. These will be cleared up now.
Yeah. But he has caused some problems.
Certainly.
Tilt has done a great job of rebuilding supply depots here at the side, so he doesn't get supply blocked. And this little push is still going at the front. He's taken down his macro hatch. He's taken down 1 queen. He's taken down 2 queens.
I think just the continued presence on his front door has stopped sort of any more units flooding through the Nidus as well.
Indeed. So, a big, massive food advantage for Tilt.
That's it. All the while, so I mean, although his primary base went down, it doesn't really matter a huge amount because it was half mined out anyhow, and he had 2 other fully saturated bases already working.
Yeah. So, and he wasn't able to take out that many production facilities either.
That's it. If I was him, I would have gone straight for those reactors because they take so bloody long to build.
That's true. The other thing was he probably overcommitted to Banelings in this push. He had a whole load of Banelings there he didn't really know what to do with.
That's it, yeah. Oh, big move from Tilt though. He's got a conga line of
that's
Marines
big.
coming out, and they ain't happy. They're 1-1 upgraded.
They're on their way to Amarillo.
That's it. I think they're going to make it as well because I mean they're now 1-1 upgraded. Always,
Yeah.
it's a fine. Is he going to get the cancel on Advay's third base? No, they've
Let's
stimmed.
see.
They're going to kill it. Is he quick? Not quick enough. There we go. So that's 300 minerals down the Swanee for Advay off the bat.
Yeah, although minerals is not a problem.
He can
for him.
afford it.
He's stemmed again. And he gets in. He's going to take this. This is not... Well...
Just the bloody A-click. Tilt. You got to try and split them.
Oh! He did well. Banelings is definitely an effective move, especially if Tilt's not going to go for medevac.
And he didn't try any sort of micro at all. He just took it in the face from the Banelings.
And he didn't... Well, he wasn't able to get that... that other base. But there's I mean, there's a rather sizable food gap here of about 70.
Well, that's it. I mean, unfortunately, Advay hasn't continued to get more bases. It seems so. He just hasn't got the production of Tilt. I mean, Tilt's still throwing out 7 Marines at a time and getting his bloody 2-2 upgrades.
Look at them. If he could throw all his Banelings at the front door, you know, he'd have a chance. Tilt still hasn't got a tank to take any of these out, so it would be still... Tilt was very, very beatable in this game, let's be honest. He didn't do anything fancy at all. Banelings with a perfect counter. He probably got a bit too clever for his own good, to be perfectly honest, Advay.
Quite possibly, yeah.
He's going... Even though he's behind, he's going for all these mutas, which I suppose, you know, he's got the supply gap, he has... the money there, so he may as well spend it mutas on something that maybe he feels he can be more effective with.
So yeah, the Tan conga line again checking for Advay's third, but he's not going to find it. It just isn't there.
He's not. So Advay's going to run out of money pretty soon.
That's it. I mean, he's about 1/3 mined out of his expansion, but he's pretty much mined out of his
Of his natural.
primary base. Yeah.
Or of his main, sorry.
Yeah. But then he is building that macro hatch, sort of like on his expansion, just to try and get more production out.
He is. That's going to be his biggest enemy at the moment.
Here we go, the big move from the Marines. I mean, we have, let's see, 20 Marines coming in. A few more, about 25. Yeah, it's going to absolutely nobble all of this. Sort of 2-1 Marines now.
Yeah, but he has the Banelings there, so here we go. Well, he's taking a good angle. He hasn't got his Banelings in position here at all. And there's no reaction. Here we go. So he cleaned it up nice and easily once he got there, but he lost all those drones.
That's what I mean, he cleaned it up, but now because of the severely reduced drone number in his main as well, it's that was pretty much all of his drones that have just been wiped.
So his last pushes with these mutas.
If you check the income tab at the moment, it's now 66 SCVs of Tilt to 11 drones of Advay. So now, I mean, the income is 2100 versus 380 at the moment, so it's just madness.
These better be the super duperest.
These mutas better be good.
Seen. These not mutas. Here we go. Well, he's pumped it all. He's thrown it all in one, and he's thrown up a crap ton of turrets here. Right, he's moving. He's moving. He take down this one first. One down. One base down. Tilt will just move into his base, I would imagine.
That's it. He's GGing already. He left the game. Oh. Sorry, I think my stream was running a couple of seconds faster than yours there for some reason.
Yeah, it is.
But
running a good bit faster. In fact, he still hasn't GG'd.
I see. It will come as a surprise to you, I'm sure, when it does.
Well, he must have realised that he had such.
By the time he saw the fourth base of Tilt there, it was
he was done. Well, they're on their way to Amarillo again here.
That's it. Marine conga line of death.
Is this the way? So that was game one.
A fairly lengthy game.
1-0 to Tilt. It felt fairly lengthy, is right. What do you make of it?
Tilt, very predictable. Just did his thing. He was certainly less fancy than he was in any of his other games. Really, he wasn't. I don't know if it's a case of it's chicken and egg. Was he not forced to get tricky, or did he just sort of assert his own dominance and assert his own plan and forced Advay to react to it? And then ultimately he had sort of dwindling returns, and Advay just couldn't keep countering what Tilt was throwing at him. I'm not sure. It's a bit of a weird one. But I think it was more the case of Tilt just asserting his, saying, right, I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing a lot of it. If you want to come at, it's literally a come at me bro sort of gesture.
Yeah, I just feel Advay got himself caught in a bit of a weird one. There was no tanks to say don't go straight with the Banelings at the front door. If you know what I'm saying. So he went for the Nidus twice, and to be honest, he wasn't that ineffective with it twice. He did do enough damage. Like I say, probably the only thing is that he made too many Banelings the first or the second time, should I say, and he didn't know what to do with them. He felt he had to smash them into something because he could have done with more Zerglings in that regard. But he wasn't able to get, while he was doing that, he wasn't able to get another base up for himself, and he wasn't able to tech switch out of it or gain an advantage even in time as Tilt was dealing with his the mop up of the.
I think that was it.
Attack.
Yeah, I think that was it. Although, as you say, the Banelings, because I mean, I feel very mixed about the whole Nidus thing. Although it did definitely have a good return on it, but then by the time it was done, he already had another saturated base working, so it had not as great an effect as you possibly would think. But I mean, if he followed it up behind it, if he just sort of like went for the numbers game after that, and then sort of for the next 2 minutes after the Nidus attack, then he would be stronger.
Yeah, if he had managed to take some of the forces, maybe the residue of what was left, that he ended up smashing into the ground basically, and went for one of those expansions, as Tilt was pulled one way, and he'd taken out, say, his second expansion, and able to take that down, then I think he'd have really seen the value of it, of being able to cripple Tilt somewhat. But as it was, he took out one base out of 3, which wasn't insurmountable as it turned out.
So Let's see. So going forward into next game then. What could... I don't think we're going to see a massive change from Tilt. Maybe you throw out the odd siege tank, a token
I think
siege
you'll see
tank.
a couple of tanks. Yeah, I think you will. I think you'll see Advay go for... I think he play more straight up. I think he probably play, Ling, Roach, Infester, something like that. Try and play a bit more straight up. I don't think you'll see the tricks. Would have been his map choice next, and I have no idea what map this is, to be honest.
I'll say it's a big map.
It is a big map.
It's quite possibly the best possible choice, really.
It's one of the 2v2s, I think, maybe, but anyway. It is a big map choice, so he's picked one that has lots of places to hide an Nidus in, funny enough. So he might go for Nidus again. This is a perfect map for it.
Quite possibly. I mean, it's also got a massive potential for like hidden expansions as well. I mean, I think that was the main thing against Advay in the last game. He just didn't really get the macro machine rolling. He was sat on a huge amount of minerals at nearly all times. I hate to be too hard on any player, but he was sat on too many minerals. He just didn't have the production. I know it wasn't his fault for the minerals because he didn't have the hatcheries to produce off of.
Well, that was exactly it. If he had thrown down spent some of the money on expansions, then he would have had the larva and subsequently more minerals to pump into units for the follow-up attacks. And also the fact that those 7 Marines did so much damage down the other end.
They were down there for a long time. Yeah,
they were before anything came out and attacked them, so to speak. So we'll see. Are you ready to go?
Ready to go.
So game 2 on the unknown map. I'll get the names up, and we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Check.
Okay. So it starts with tan tilt up in the top right, and down in the bottom middle in the south position, we'll say, is Advay in his red.
That's it, the red trunks of the Zerg. So I suppose it's what do you really call it? I'm not sure if the other player could spawn sort of like close ground positions, or closer ground position.
Yeah, it looks like a 2v2 map to me, but I mean, it might be one of those ones where Tilt really doesn't know the map, and he might spend some time looking at the map going, where are the possible spawn positions?
I've been caught out by that many a time.
So we'll see from the scout. He sent
out a very early scout even before oh no, he hasn't. No, it's me being a...
No, he dropped the supply. I thought he was going to do it as well, to be honest. Even Advay seems unsure. He's changed his mind a couple of times about what way to send this Overlord, what he'd do with it.
And then we go. So now he's got the second Overlord out. He's sending that the right way as well. It would take
the
a
other
good...
way.
Oh no, it stopped moving. So it would take a good 6 minutes to get.
Take a very long time to get there.
I don't know. I mean, they have been buffed, haven't they? In the latest patch, they've had their speed increased from 0.32
Overlords are OP
to 0.35, I believe now.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely.
It was like the madness of the what was it now for the was it the Seeker missiles got a slight speed upgrade?
Seeker missiles got a speed upgrade.
Like 0.1 to 0.4 or something stupid like that.
It was ridiculous. I actually laughed at it was either Naniwa or Saki after the patch said these Overlord speed changes is a real game breaker. They're just so OP and the whole game has turned ridiculous. I thought it was pretty tongue in cheek, but maybe I'd be wrong in that. It's certain. So we've got our first scout. He's going and he's picked the wrong base.
He's gone cross map positions, which is always a fairly safe bet.
It is indeed. And he'll see the Overlord there, so he'll know which base he's at next, to be honest.
You'd hope, yeah.
He would have had to go that way and then turn up, you would think. He's not going to go back home. But he's just sitting there, having a wee look around him. Yeah.
Other things, on his mind at base. He's just throwing up his orbital command and pumping that first Marine out.
Would be a good map for a proxy base as well, or for proxy barracks if he threw it just beside the gold expansion there.
Yeah.
You might never even see there. A couple of proxy barracks would be really effective. And he's coming in and he's found him. He'll be so delighted.
That's a defensive spine crawler by Advay, right outside his base. Bit of a strange...
More than that, we've got double gas for Mr. Tilt.
I see, and double gas for Mr. Advay also.
So Muta...
could be Mutas.
Muta and Mech, you would think.
I don't know. It does not compute.
Well, I think Advay's definitely... Well, I don't know about definitely, because he hasn't got a second base yet. But that spine crawler tells me that he's not planning on making very many lings very soon, anytime soon. So,
but
we'll see what way that goes. But
Tilt
Mr.
mech play,
Tilt,
I don't know. I've never seen it. I've seen him throw out a few tanks, but never like
his version of mech is a couple of tanks. He still goes for that's what he calls mech. He doesn't go Hellion.
Heavy mech.
He goes 1 Thor, 3 tanks, and 600 Marines. Is mech. We jest, of course. Kind of.
I get him.
Expansion going down.
Throwing it out the front.
No.
Yep.
He's throwing it a bit away. Well, there's those rocks on the gold. I would have thought he'd have taken those couple of Marines and started working on them. But on the gold rocks, because it's a really good advantage to have.
That's it. I mean, particularly with the SCV scout and that spine crawler and the double gas as well. Maybe he could have, thought he's going to be in quite a good position, quite a passive position for the next few minutes. But then Advay also throwing out his expansion out the front of his base.
He is, and he's going to go for a third base, maybe.
I think if he does, he is. That's a good move, I would suggest. Although it
so
is
getting his economy up, so he is going to go for, I'd say, muta play. I think that's pretty nailed on at the moment.
So both players, I mean, have seen the size of the map, and they are going, I wouldn't say greedy,
for
but
a long game.
Yeah, more of a macro oriented, but they are being a wee bit greedy at the moment, considering, well, Advay is slightly at risk just because he knows there's going to be Marines out from Tilt, and he's double expanded.
Absolutely.
But also Tilt,
and he's no units himself.
That's it, and then Tilt as well. Is also thinking of the macro game just because he has taken those Marines and he has taken down the gold rock, so he's going to sort of double expand as well.
Well, what will be interesting here is that they're actually dead level in SR workers. So, well, Advay's just taken a lead here, but Advay should be shooting way ahead. I mean, he has no offensive units at all aside from a few queens, and yet he's still behind in food.
But then look at his gas.
Oh, his gas is climbing very nicely. You are exactly right there, sir.
So he's he's not. He's just got so many drones invested in the extractors that
So Tilt's going to go take the Zalnaga here, just for a bit of vision. And I wonder, does that give you vision? It doesn't quite give you vision of
that creep there.
That creep. Yeah, he might. You'll see it eventually. A rather nice Zalnaga actually to take in that regard if you're playing against Sir. Yeah. Production again stopped for Advay for some reason. He just keeps on building drones, which is good. He's got a fully saturated main with gases. He's going to have something very similar on his. It's not really his natural, but the base at the front. And then he'll start to transfer some over to the third base, which is not mine at all.
But I feel, we do owe Mr. Tilt an apology. He's gone 2 factories, double reactor. So maybe he is going.
So he has.
I mean, really?
He's gone Hellion. I can't believe this.
Unfortunately, he's not used to the evil
the
supply.
Problem, yeah, I was going to say he supply blocked himself in the in the process.
That's such a pain in the arse, Hellions. You sort of build 2 supply depots. That's it. As soon as they're built, that's it. You're bloody blocked again straight away. You really have got a plan for it. It's something.
Right. There's 2 spires coming here for Advay, which is obviously to do. He wants quick upgrades on them. That's going to be his play.
So he hasn't. I mean, apart from the solitary SCV at the start of the game, nothing else has actually poked into his base to see it. I mean, I'm sure we'll see a scout come down. Well, probably about 10 minutes.
Fester's coming as well.
Days.
But if the Pellion's pushed out now, it would be pretty. If he could get 4 together, push out here, he would get GG. He's supply blocked himself again.
That's it. He is going really heavy mech. He's got now the 3rd factory throwing a tech lab on it, so we could be seeing Thors out of that. The armory is already completed researching weapons, so I reckon we're going to see a Thor out of that factory.
Yeah, for just deal with any muta play. They're such a powerful counter for mutas.
Well, I think Mr. Tilt's been practicing his mech play.
Well, this might be his practice in the mech play. He's going to another factory. 4th factory.
Where's he going to get?
I can't believe this.
Oh, he's got a gold base, I suppose, just starting. But I mean, the money that takes just for like running 4 factories, it's a colossal amount of resources coming out. But then
you look at the food here for Advay. He's
48. Yeah, it really is.
He has not that. His 12 meters are going to come out here at one go, or 12 or 13.
But I mean,
in fact,
for the advantage,
starting this 1-1.
I know for the advantage.
Corruptors, he's gone Broodlords
already. a Broodlord rush. It could be the first.
It's interesting. Well, pretty good against mech, to be honest. Pretty good counter.
That's it, yeah.
11 corruptors, and he's going up 2 hives very, very quick. This is quite 11 minutes. It's not super fast, but I mean it's pretty good at the same time. You could do another couple of drones.
Considering, all of Tilt's units can't shoot up at the moment as well. So it's he's got the factories. He's got the factories of a boss, but then there's no air coming out either to support it.
Here comes a little push, is it?
It's a pretty big
if Tilt
push.
Goes now, he's going to find no
pretty big,
no opposition whatsoever.
10 Hellions. Are they blue flame?
No, it's
no, they are. They're blue flame.
It's a hell of a risk to take. Oh, they are.
Blue flame Hellions. So we've got one roasted queen, and now here go the drones. There's no reaction at all from Advay, not pulling drones, and they're all toast. So there we go. That's paid for itself already. Because I mean,
there's one base gone.
At the moment, even before the attack, Advay was only 2 drones ahead of Tilt, even though he hadn't built any units whatsoever. So he didn't really capitalise on the sort of.
And he's a long way from being able to do anything. Still, he's only thrown up his greater spire now, and this is the problem with Broodlords as a unit. Look how long the attack path is for Zerg players to get them out. He's got 11 corruptors here. He's nothing else. Why Tilt's going for gas? Take out his extractors. I'll never know. But
he's just left him A-clicked. He's working back at his base. Yeah, he's building out more. He's seems fairly he's going for something. I'm just looking at his vision at the moment. He's currently building more supply depots as well.
Getting himself unblocked.
That's it.
Because he's supply blocked at the moment. But to be fair, once and if these Broodlords get out, if he gets the chance to do it, it will be devastating for Tilt. He'll have no answer to it. He'll have invested all this money in something that's just going to disappear on him.
That's true. I mean, I suppose one of the positives for Advay at the moment is Tilt doesn't know anything about his other 2 bases on the sort of far left-hand side of the map.
That's right. He's got another expansion up
and
here.
I mean, the one on the far sort of western side of the map is fully saturated, so he's not entirely economically crippled by this Hellion push.
No, he's certainly not. But the Hellions, to do that with the Hellions is, I don't know, just to have them sitting on one map, they can just zoom in and out. The Broodlords are morphing in.
That's it. The scan just went down on the base. I think it would have seen the Corruptors. And there we go, the reaction immediately from Tilt. He's got 2 missile turrets in production.
Missile turrets are no good to you. Missile turrets will go down faster than anything else. Thors are what you need. And here with this. I mean, he only has himself to blame here in many regards.
He's still pumping Hellion after Hellion.
First offensive unit has popped out really for Advay at 15 minutes. First.
Is he going to see the Broodlords before they get to his base? Because at the moment, Tilt is still in a really bad situation here. Although, because at the moment he's just pumping Hellions, more Hellions. He's got a Thor queued up on one of his factories, but he's still got to build another Hellion first. And
oh god,
he's going to have a great ground army, but then just bloody nothing. So
this ground army will not last long though against Broodlords, especially that are 2-2. These North 3 Broodlords morphing in.
He needs to just bloody lift and relocate. Just lift and forget about. That's what I'd do.
He's got That's what he's got. He's got corruptors. This is what Advay should really be doing is backing this up with lings.
This is it. Unfortunately, while the Broodlords slowly waft their way across the map, those original Hellions that Tilt had
are taking out that small base.
That's it. They found the bases on the left. So I mean, he's going to go straight up into the other base in a second, which will pretty much take out all of Advay's economy. But the Broodlords move in, starting to move into the main base.
Yeah.
You're right, the missile turrets didn't last long. Tilt still has planned another 3 in production though, but they're not really going to do a lot. And the Hellions, although very pretty, aren't going to do a huge amount against the Broodlords themselves, but it'll be quite good against taking out the Broodlings.
Yeah, but you're not, it's just too many of them.
Yeah, you're not going to win that battle.
This is devastating. I mean,
he's buying for time. He just A-clicked his units underneath. The Thor comes out.
The Thor will not last long either, though, to be perfectly honest with this many Broodlords.
So what's he got in the pipeline? He's upgrading the vehicle armour, but still nothing from Tilt to try and combat this.
So that's Thor. Is now.
That's it. One more Thor has just started in production, but it's going to be another 40 seconds before it comes out, and
absolutely nothing.
That's it. There's nothing. He has no counter to this. Although it's a bit of a Weasley Terran thing to do, I would just lift up all my, Oh, he is in fact lifting up all his factories and just float them away.
Yeah, he has a couple of corruptors there to shoot them down, though, so it's not.
He's got a couple there. But I mean, those Hellions as well, the original Hellions we saw from Tilt, have now gone into his main base. They haven't actually done anything yet. They're just skirting around the outside.
They're just sitting there.
Waiting for them.
Because there's all those...
He's got a few spines up there. But I mean, there's still plenty of room to just go around the back and it'll be sorted.
Oh, I think Mr. Tilt is in very deep trouble here.
Tilt has a contingency plan though. I mean, he's floating colossal amount of minerals, which is good. And if you look to the top left now, he's pretty much building his entire base again.
But he has no stim for them. They're not upgraded at all. Oh, he should be just taking out all the supply of Tilt there. Where's he turning to?
That's it. The Hellions have gone in. They're now taking down the spire, but it's a bit too late. Really, but then as far as mining bases and economy goes, Tilt still has. He's only got one command center left.
Well, why is Advay not going for Ling? That's I'm saying. He's just stopped here himself. He's just committed all in the Broodlords, and you know, Broodlords look after themselves. To be perfectly honest,
unless
they will just keep firing Broodlings.
Unless there's Vikings out, there's no real there's no real sort of worry about them really.
They can just go ahead. You can macro away all you want in the background.
So, let's see from a main overview here really. So Tilt has had all his infrastructure taken out, but he's just rebuilt it, and he's now pumping Marines. Advay, on the other hand, has one mining base still left on the western side, which is heavily fortified with spine crawlers. However, he's now going to have trouble reproducing Broodlords, sort of like reproducing anything, because it's all been just eaten away. So basically,
I still think Advay's big favourite here. I think still. I mean, why he's not producing Zerglings, I'll never know.
But I mean,
just to get in there, throw underneath all those Broodlings.
Jesus, those Broodlings, one bloody volley just.
They just eat through buildings, especially if they're 2-2, 3-3. It's just totally devastating.
That's it. But Tilt has the let's see, it's all going to be on sort of like forward planning here really. If Tilt is thinking, then he'd be sort of setting up more bases off to the side.
Well, that's exactly, he has the money. Advay should be doing exactly the same thing. He's floating Broodlords all over this map.
But that's it. He
can't even get rid. He's got ones in his main there that could be taking out these Hellions, but he's going to lose his spawning pool here. This is insane.
he's
building. He's building the second spawning pool. He needs to build something out of it though.
That's it. His hive's about to go as well. So I mean, he's not reproducing any more units anytime soon.
He's tried to sneak his SCVs out, and
all he needs is one SCV to survive, and then he's all right. He can rebuild.
He can build. He's down to the food's too low. This is.
That's it. He's going for the command center, the orbital command to lift up and try and sneak out of here, leave the sinking ship. He's got the money, but I mean, it's just whether he can sort of relocate and rebuild before the
No, here we go. The Broodlords get there.
The Broodlords can waft over there. So yeah, a bit of a strange. It's like the most elongated base trade in history.
Yeah, he's trying to set up here on the left, and this will be not long for this to stay. No, Mr. Tilt will be raging, and that will be the end of his mech play, his career mech play, I think.
Don't worry about it, Tilt. Just go back to Marines.
Yeah, you go back to Marines is right. This game will be not long till it's a GG.
No, that's it. It's just trying to, I don't think any player really knows what's going on at the moment. They're just trying to,
survive and
that's it. See what they can do. But just with the sort of like floating, wafty death army of Advay, it's not really going to happen.
No, you get enough bases up, and to be honest, Tilt would have been looking at a screen at the moment, going, "I have 4,500 minerals. I have 1,000 gas. oh my god, how many Vikings could I have thrown out
That's it.
that would have just dealt with this very, very easily?
I think that really is telling on well, inexperience is a very harsh word, but I mean I'm going to say it anyway. Inexperience of Tilt's possibly mech play.
So. That's exactly it. Not even a couple of Thors.
That's it, or just anything out, just to even give like the tank's vision as well, for example. But if he had the air infrastructure already set up, he could sort of scout it. He got the sort of money scanned down, saw those corruptors, possibly saw even broodlords morphing in.
He had the Hellions as well. He could have just thrown one into the base to see what he could see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was Advay doing all that time? He had to be wondering.
Yeah, that's it. To be sure, yeah.
What was going to be happening? So, yeah, we're at 1 each.
I didn't expect to see that. I thought we were possibly being a bit unfair before, but we were. Tilt calls the GG. We were saying, excuse me, that possibly they played best of 5 before the match, before we started recording here. But no, it's Advay's pulled it out of the bag. He's pulled it out with a surprise tech up, I think is
Indeed.
what we could call that.
Well, he was allowed to, wasn't he? That was the thing about it. You know, he was given all the time in the world there without anything really getting thrown back at him. So, I think it sets up a very interesting game 3.
So yes, sort of going back to sort of the original point before game 2, I said in the first game, Tilt asserted his presence and said, "I'm going to be doing this. Come at me, bro. Do what you can." Second game, that's it. He didn't really come out of the box, but it was more Advay asserted his position and said, "Wow, look, I'm going to be doing this now." Although sort of Tilt saw it late, it should have still been more of a that was his own fault in a way. So I mean, Advay did just pull his finger out and then assert his own position and his own sort of tech line coming up. But it's we're down to the ace match now. So I mean, it's I don't know what way this is
Advay's making a habit of this.
I know, he's the comeback king. I didn't expect this with Divern either. I thought Divern would take him, but Team saying repping strong.
Oh dear. I just well, you've got to expect that Tilt will go back to his MMR. And he'll certainly do a better job of seeing what his opponents is doing.
Most certainly, yes.
Through this game. So what does Advay do?
I think keep him guessing is the main thing he can do. Just keep him guessing and maybe I don't know. I think I don't think you can force the tech switch out of Tilt. I think once he's gone down the path, he will continue down that path. So I don't think you can. I don't know. There may not be a hard counter to be had there against Tilt. I just think maybe keep him guessing and try and pull him in as many different directions at the same time as you can. I think, but with low tech, but without even trying to commit. So I mean, try and annoy the shit out of him with like a Ling rush into his main base, and then try and just try and keep it varied, really, just to stop him from feeling that he can sort of get 3 bases in the first 10 minutes. But yeah, I don't know how to call it really. I don't know how expansive Advay's playbook is.
Well, he's done the thing that is so effective in showing so many different styles throughout his games.
Well, that's true.
So he's gone heavy Mutalisks, he's went heavy Banelings, he's went Nidus.
He's gotten bloody Broodlords, yeah. He also went Corruptor as well in Divern's games.
He did, so God, I wouldn't know what to expect now, to be honest. The only other trick he has now is burrowed roaches.
That'd be,
I think it's burrowed roaches or something similar. Is the only other thing I can think that he hasn't really shown. Burrowed infestors maybe, and round to go. So Tilt's going to have to prepare for nearly everything here unless he can scout it effectively.
Well, you know what's a good counter to everything? Marines. Yeah, they're pretty damn good against everything.
They are. They're OP. They're OP. I'm just saying it right here. Especially if you can get Medivacs out. I think that that'll be definitely Tilt's play. Marine, Medivac, and if he feels the need, he can drop. He can get in there quickly and drop him, and get out again. Although it's not something that Tilt normally does.
He's not a dropping person, no.
He's not a dropping person. He talks about it quite a lot, but I've never really seen him do it. He much rather A-click down the.
That's it.
The map.
Yep.
So. Dear. Last game. Rubber game.
That's it. Ace match.
Right, you have to call it. Who's going to take it?
I'm saying Tilt.
I think Tilt too, because he just has the simpler style, I think.
Possibly.
And Marines are OP.
And I've talked to him since he's played this game. He hasn't told me the result, but he wasn't crying. So that's that's my.
He didn't rage quit out of the conversation.
That's my meta prediction there. Yeah.
That means nothing. He's a big boy. He can handle it.
Yeah.
Right. So, are you ready to go game 3? Yes. Okay. So, in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, we're good. Last game. We're in Town Tilt in the top right. And Advay in blue this time. God, he's decided to change his colour.
That's them primaries.
Sweating a little. Yeah, he's down the bottom left. So, we'll not expect to see very much here in this early game.
No.
SCVs and drones, and
it's going to be fairly. Yeah, I'm trying to think possibly. So it would have been Tilt's map choice. This is, I do not recognise this map, but a very closed-in natural expansion there.
I quite like this map playing as Zerg. Why? I don't know. I just generally have good results in here. I actually think it's quite easy. The bit I like about it actually is that as a Zerg with Zerglings, I can get to and take out and snipe opposition expansions very, very quickly without them able to do it. They probably can do the same for me, but I have a speed advantage with the Zerglings. So, and I can use redirection quite a lot. So I can pull away from the front door if somebody's turtling. I can get them to come out, vice versa. So
I think just with the overlooks, I'm not sure if it's intentional, but if Siege did go his traditional mech and throw out a couple of siege tanks sort of up on the high ground there, would absolutely nobble anything that tried to come through the sort of front door through the expansion.
Yeah, it can't be very effective, indeed. So the two players have been awful nice to each other. It's just great to see.
That's it. It's we're bringing two worlds together. Our sad and geeky world, and the much younger but also geeky world of Team Sam.
So pull first from Advay on around 14, 15, something like that.
Is he going double gas again? Not yet. No.
Not yet. No gas so far. I think I'll see him put some early pressure on here just to see, or at least scout up, stop him from expanding quickly. He's going for his orbital command. Hope.
So one gas down from Advay.
From Advay. Well, you would expect that one at about time for Ling speed.
That's it.
Oh, he's going Roach. Here's a fast Roach push.
Good. I mean, it does work well against smaller groups of Marines. But then, if it's an easy tech switch for Terrans. If
oh dear.
If he sees it and if he scouts it, then he can just throw in a couple of tech labs, throw out a few marauders, and those roaches are really.
Oh dear, I'm gonna have to apologise. I was only showing the overlay there. Should I stop the stream? There's nothing really happened so far at the moment.
Okay. While you
It's turned it back on now. But yeah, there's all this went down. We've been talking it through. There hasn't been much to see.
No.
There was an SCV in the main for Tilt and a couple of drones were pulled.
That's it. Yeah, nothing particularly. No, nothing massive has gone on. He did scout the Roach Swarm in the main base. It was currently under construction at the time, but that's all he's seen. Whether he actually sort of actively clicked on it to see if it was a Roach Swarm, I do not know. But otherwise, there's no real reaction coming for it anyway, apart from Tilt is now getting a factory, which I think is going to get a few token siege tanks out, and it may just be a route to faster medivacs.
Indeed. So we'll see, his first three routes have popped. He just doesn't have the minerals. He never got his gas down early enough, probably because of that little SCV that he pulled for. It distracted him just a little bit.
He was
getting more
certainly
gas.
Aggressive enough. He pulled 3 drones off the line to go and attack that solitary SCV that came in. But I mean, they're both floating at quite a high amount of minerals as well. I mean, so Advay was gas starved, so he couldn't get the roaches out. But yeah,
they are mainly because they're all both on single base play.
That's it. I think that's going to be certainly changed quite soon for Tilt. Though he's got an SCV hovering over the natural expansion.
moves there, and he'll wait until he hits his 400 and then go. Engineering bay down. Advay's doing a decent job of making sure he's not supply blocked and keeping his drones.
I was going to say, did you see the trick with the spine crawler which he cancelled to do the quick drone trick?
Oh, did
yeah.
he? I did miss that as well.
He in the back of the base. He I was only because I was watching it. He started building a spine crawler in the back of his base and then sort of cancelled it at the last second to do like the quick drone trick to throw out the Overlord. But no, he's got an impressive amount of roaches out there. He's got 8 ready to rock and roll. He should be he should be running these across the map really. He's got another 5 about to pop.
For speed.
He's got Glauer reconstitution.
That's his roach speed.
So that'd be about another 30 seconds.
He sent 1 roach up.
I don't know how I feel about. He's sending it to the Zalnaga. That's okay. I was going to say if he was going to poke it at the front doors, that's a pretty bad move. Just because although tilt maybe, I would say
it's an expensive unit to throw away for 1.
Well, that and it would really force the issue home that yes, I'm going roach. As well, it would really.
Indeed. Well, he's managed to hide the other ones out of the way of a scan. But the longer he waits here, the more chance he's going to get tilt to get the second base up and running.
That's it. I mean, Stim Pack is almost nearly 2/3 complete, and he's got weapon upgrade 1 coming down. He's got a few Marauders as well, which is always a good move. For that, he's no, he hasn't researched concussive shells yet, but I think he probably will, given time.
Right, so we're going to see the push now, I think.
That's it. It's
so
the best
one
time.
thing about Advay, I definitely have to say, is that he commits to a tech choice and goes for it 100%. He comes up with the idea that he's going for it. There's 2 bunkers going down here, nearly anticipating this pressure.
They're not going to be ready.
They're not going to be ready, but Advay's taking a long, another weird way around this.
Just to avoid the Zalnaga fishing.
Right, so he's going to try and throw down a turret as well here, which isn't going to do an awful lot. Advay's sitting there. Time is money. Your time is now.
That's it. I mean, at the moment he's easily got the numbers. It's a good push. He's got enough to.
Stim's just finished.
Still though, this amount of roaches, Tilt can't do a lot against this.
He'll not get into the bunker, that's for sure.
No. That's it. He hasn't got anything to really fight this at the moment. Big Stim, big Stim running down the ramp. He stimmed a bit earlier now.
He's going to take it from the back.
I don't know. No, it's not going to happen. Not with that amount of roaches.
That's a lot of roaches.
But he's backing off. He's going for the economy of Tilt. Tilt is forced down the ramp, forced to engage here, but
he doesn't really want to. He has the upgrade. He's doing a good job of
coming and going. He's actually I mean, in that time since the encounter down at the front, Tilt now has 2 more Marauders as well, and he's still got the pretty complete wall at the top and the high ground vision plus Stim. So I mean, he now stands a.
He'll be okay now.
Stands an average chance
Plus,
of holding a spell.
Advay should be using this opportunity to throw down a expansion. He wasn't targeting the supply depots. He was targeting units.
That's it. So.
And actually, after this, I would say advantage Tilt.
That's it.
He managed to save the expansion.
Yeah, that's it. And not even that, he just managed to hold it at all. If I saw that amount of roaches coming at me, I would just say, well, balls to that. Luckily, Advay didn't go route 1 right into the main base and didn't take out all combat units. He was a bit and ahhing. He was sort of going to and fro too many times for my liking, really. He should have either committed to pure SCV or pure army, just to do one or the other.
Go for one.
But by going back and forth, it allowed the time for like 2 more Marauders to come out, which against roaches is a massive difference.
Yeah, there's Tilt macroing like a mother bastard, as I say. He's got 5 SCVs queued on that orbital command he's just landed.
He's got combat shields slowly coming up, but he's pumping those Marauders, and I mean they really do, pay the bills when it comes to taking down roaches.
Yeah, he's getting his combat shield. He'll be finished by the time this attack comes in. It'll be 1-1.
That's it.
More than
he's got 3 more Marauders coming in, which are that's it. If these 3 Marauders come out, then he doesn't stand a lot of chance for this push.
He's got Burrow coming, which is the only thing, but he can't get in with Burrow. I think it's going to be a big problem.
All off is there. There's no vision for Tilt. I mean, there's no sort of hidden vision. There he goes though. Advay does move in with the roaches, but again, okay, it busts down a couple of mules, which is costly. in the short term, but not Tilt's biggest concern, to be honest.
Right, it's on fire. Now, it'll take a long time to get down. He'll pull a couple of SCVs and repair that. But all he should really do is keep him hemmed in here. So he's going to stem in. Oh, he can't run away. He got engaged.
That's it. Instead, he pinned him in that corner and he nobbled him.
He never got the surround. He never got the concave. He had the look out quickly to die there. And now he has no extra base. Oh dear.
And that's it. And I mean, although battered and on fire, the expansion of Tilt is still going. And he lost a couple of mules, which is a bit detrimental in the short term. It's not really going to affect him long term, just because he has that infrastructure.
No, not at all. And Advay's burrow will have finished. He could get in here and sneak into the base and take out his main. Tilt scan his own main. He did. Was there a burrowed roach in there? I don't know. But that's a pretty sizable force Tilt has got now to be left with.
That's it. He does need to get some manner of vision though. Like just a missile turret somewhere.
Missile turret something, indeed. Advay really needs a second base.
That's it. Now the timing it's just about to click over 15 minutes for me, and at that point it's it's far too late. You're pretty much all in now already from about minute 12 in. If you haven't got a second base as Zerg, you're all in at that point.
Yeah, he just hasn't got the units here. Tilt's just, and he's got the medevacs as well. This is pretty ferocious.
I like the fact that he's burrowing all the way across the map as well.
Yeah. Well, he commits to everything that he does.
Burrow.
And again, really, if he had went for the main at the time when he had whittled down all those forces, you know, he might have had it.
This could work.
Advay, but it's not good. He just doesn't
if
have
he
enough
throws the scan down.
here.
I mean, I'm not sure if Tilt could see this, only because Tilt has his. I know this. Tilt has his graphics settings all the way down to low, so I don't think you actually see the distortions in the ground with the roaches moving, do you?
No, you don't.
But on highest, on mine, I actually see them. I actually see sort of like ripples in the ground when they move. So that's how I can always spot an observer, because you can see like a faint outline of them.
Pop them up now. Oh, he's just going to go for a straight up base trade, which is a terrible idea, because he should be pulling a drone and throwing extractors around the map to do.
I don't know about the base trade. Yeah, he's running back.
Nice. Oh, he lost his whole advantage. He was right underneath him there for a while.
Literally underneath him as they stopped. But that's it. Now he's got the low ground on his own bloody ramp. He's burrowed, which is good. The scan goes down. But it's never a good time when you've got the low ground in your own base. But I mean, he could force another scan. He could that's it, the big stim.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's got 2 bases now, so he's got scan energy just about. He hasn't got any more though. But again, it's a rage quit. Again, I think I shouldn't react to things too quickly, because for some reason
I think maybe the streaming. The 2 places has slowed down my computer a little bit. But yeah, once the initial push didn't work, that was that game. So
you're damned if you do, and damned if you don't. I mean, well, in particular, just with the base trade right at the very end there, it's always buggered whichever way you do it. If you sort of come back to try and defend, or you just go balls out and continue on.
Indeed.
But yeah, so that wasn't the longest game. Tilt did go more conventional that time. He threw the factory down just as a facet to get the medivacs out, and he did see the Roach Warren. And he did get a few Marauders out, which they proved invaluable, because for me, he only held it by the skin of his teeth when he had.
He held it just because Advay just decided to take out the economy, and then rather than consolidating the number of roaches that he had at his front door, he decided to try and bust down the front door, and that was his mistake there. I think if he had just contained them and used roaches for contain at that stage, then he could have teched to mutas or something. I got his second base up and still drawing out the games, so to speak.
But as you say, by the time the roaches were knocking on Tilt's front door, or even in the area, he'd already fully committed himself, because he wasn't expanding back at his home.
Exactly. He did have the minerals at that time though, so as you can see, he finished with 1100 minerals and 700 gas, so he really just needed more larvae.
That was it. He would have traded his left nut just to have another hatchery out as well, and he had the money, he had the opportunity. It just didn't occur to him, and that's the that's the pain in the arse about this game. You got to be thinking of so many different things at the same time.
Exactly right. In many ways, that's why Tilt's style is very, very effective, because he can just click and he can go back to doing other stuff in his base, and Marines will kind of take care of themselves.
That's it. It's all to do with the A key. It's the A key to build Marines. It's the A key to attack move. It's all about the A's.
All about the A's. So we have our first semi-final. The winners bracket semi-final is set up, and it's a scorcher.
Kanor versus Tilt. I mean, that could easily be the final. It could have been the final.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It could still be the final. Who knows?
Could do, yeah.
If the things don't work out that way, but that game will be some way off. I think we've an awful lot of games to get through before that.
I will pull my finger out, Mr. Mohan.
Well, I'm trying to organise my game first. We've tried and failed once, so we'll get that one on soon. And I see if I prevail. If not, I'll be available for casting for all the rest of the games. Yeah, so we get rattling on with that, but it's definitely reaching ahead now. We've got one Zerg, one Terran through to the semi, and then we'll see how the losers bracket starts to continue as we see some more. What I have to say, I really like about Advay's showing so many different styles here, and if you went to play him, you just wouldn't have a clue what's coming.
It was something different every game, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, and I think I do have to play him. If I get past Zag first, then I will go on to play, yes, Advay, and then I think you're good south. You got Shatner's Bassoon, and then you go on to play Fear
Divern if I win.
Right.
Divern, and then if I manage to win that, or the winner of that game would then play Fear.
God.
And then. Yeah, so a long road for me to get anywhere in this competition.
We can do it, mate.
But we can but try.
You've got to do over your friends and beat them. I've got to single-handedly nopple Team Sam.
Team Sam?
I'll do it. I'll take one for the team and I'll do it.
At least it's something to work towards and strive for.
That's it. So yes, I think that would do us. It's all shaping up very nicely now. We've got a lot of games coming up for you, but I think, it's only going to go uphill from here.
Indeed. The excitement ramps up. Keep an eye on Scrunchable Cadaver for the games going up, and also, show your support. Spread the word. Let people know that this is going on, and it's pretty good.
That's it. And of course, the more support we get, well, not even sort of support. I'm not looking for a money hat quite yet. A money Yamolka would do me at the moment. But yeah, I was going to say, the more interest, the more popularity we get. We'll host more tournaments, we'll do different games, we'll do anything you want within reason. But I'm not doing the rubber glove show again.
Yes, a night in a jail cell and the loss of the love of your mother was enough of a price.
That's it. It's like, I was going to say, it's like Jackass, but it ends with a restraining order. Anyhow, I'm getting far off topic. I think that would do us for today. I do thank my co-host, Mr. Mohan, joining me in the commentary booth once again.
Thank you very much.
And yes, we will be back with you shortly with more games, I believe. So I think that will do us. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Cool. And we're out.